Hey guys,
Hi.
hi. Happy New Year, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. This is our first episode for 2024. Uh, this is number 102,
102.
if you're keeping track. I'm Trev, and with me as always is Bush, who has a
Yep.
hoodie, meathead toque on.
Took. Yeah.
What's up with that?
That's proud. I'm proud to wear it again.
Again, yeah. Give him time. When I edit this, I'm gonna censor your hoodie.
Yeah. I knew it.
So yeah, first episode of 2024. It's actually um we were gonna do an episode last week, but we were just Bush and I traveled throughout the holiday season, and I got sick on my trip, so I wasn't really feeling up to doing a show. So
I was jet lagged. I bet you I was in bed. If I didn't play hockey or volleyball, I was tired. I was on the couch just nodding, and Sue's like, maybe you should go to bed. I'm like, but it's only 7. I'm serious, man. That jet lag is something else. Like it's
especially when you're an
I
old fuck.
ah.
Just imagine, like,
Shit, Trevor.
just imagine if you had to play hockey, though, right?
Holy.
How awful would it be?
Oh
Like, do you
yeah,
think you'd be able to play hockey
your
after?
reaction time would be way off. Like you'd think you'd be okay, but your mental capacities would just be out the door. Like I'd probably have a cup of coffee, try and, stimulate yourself, try and wake up, but I think yeah, no.
No.
I don't know how to last these do it.
Um, okay, our guest for episode 102, she is from Couchiching First Nation on Treaty 3 territory. She lives in Fort Francis, Ontario, which is just a neighboring town next to the Rez. Our guest for this week is Courtney Bethune. If you remember the last name Bethune, we had her brother on the show, Jared. Jared was on episode 35. So both are come from a hockey family, so it was cool to have Courtney come on the show. She's a former Division 3 player, and she's doing her apprenticeship to be an
Yeah.
engineer. So it's really cool. She when she went, well, fuck, while she was playing D3 and going to school, she was getting her. What was she going to school for again? Did you write that down? She was taking
No.
chemistry and physics.
Oh yeah, those words I can't pronounce correctly.
How hard? Like
Oh.
I, s- I had a chemistry class in college and I sucked at it. I
You
actually
don't
had to copy like from a buddy because I sucked at chemistry.
I failed grade 10 science 3 times. I'm
And that's
serious.
mandatory, right?
Yeah.
For grade
Like
10 science.
there's some you know, like some things you just can't grasp. Like you just, no matter how hard you look at it, you read it out, right? There's some concepts I just could not grasp. Math, I just look at it and I can see the answer. I got
Who are
English,
you?
I'm okay. But sciences, no, and any physics stuff, no, I have or chemistry, sorry. Physics, I can understand a little bit,
Like
but not
what is
chemistry
that? What is that that
or
chemistry thing, like all
the
those
periodic
scientific.
table.
Yes, I suck at that. I was like, I'll look at it for hours. I was like, what the hell is this?
They have
Not a
all those little
science too.
numbers on the side on each like
Yeah.
element number. I don't know what those are.
So
I tried taking grade 11 chemistry. I thought, you know what, this is going to be different. New leaf, new book, everything. I ended up dropping to the after the first day because I just couldn't.
really?
It was just overwhelming. I think that was my first ever anxiety attack about just getting overwhelmed with all these different stuff on chemistry. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to pass this course. I wasn't going to bother trying. Basically, I knew my limitations with that.
I took pre-health science in college. It's a 1-year college course, and each semester we had chemistry, and I sucked at it. I had to copy from a buddy for me just to pass. Like I would have like perfect assignments, but on the test I would just barely pass. So I'm sure that my professor or teacher was kind of getting suspicious of my work. So, but yeah, that's a tough one, physics and chemistry.
Yeah.
Um, land acknowledgement. Rez Hockey. We are currently recording on the traditional land of the Anishinaabe. We are on Treaty Shree territory, so we always want to
Treaty tree.
give land acknowledgement on where we are recording.
Yeah.
So, um, it's been a busy. I think it's what 3 weeks since we last had
Yeah.
a show, right?
Yeah.
Um, Christmas holidays was busy.
Very.
Let's in 100 words or less, tell us about your trip to Sweden, and I'm keeping track. So
100 words or
one,
less.
hey, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 words right there.
Sweet experience of a
4, 5,
lifetime.
6,
Yep. I
7,
would
8, 9,
bucket list
10, 11,
definite
12.
crossed off. But I was gonna say Trev and Bush on my little notes. I put Trev went to suntan while Bush was on location of the World Juniors. I'm sorry, Gary Terrence. Mispronounced your
How
last
did
name.
you see his last name?
Terrians.
Terrius.
Ter I
You
was
should
so
have practiced
nervous. I
on the
was just
plane. Terrence,
that's all I
Terrence,
was doing on
Terrence,
the bus
Terrence.
when we were walking to the arena from the hotel. I was, in my mind, is Terrence, Carrie Terrence. Hello, this is episode 60. I'm here with episode 65 guest Carrie Terrence. In my head, it went smoothly. We are here in Gothenburg, Sweden at the IIHF 2024 World Junior Championships. I'm here with Carrie Terrence. How you doing? But that didn't come out. I just said, "Hey,
It never
this
works
is
out like
Carrie
that, right?
Terrence. This is episode 65." And I'm like, I know I'm forgetting something. And then I go to Sue, and when we're done, I said, I forgot to say we're in Gothenburg, Sweden.
How was he meeting Carrie?
You know what? It's pretty surreal. Like, wait, we talked to him on Zoom, but meeting him and knowing what he was a part of,
Yeah.
it's just you almost put them on a different pedestal. Because I also met 4 of his teammates. Now, I'm sorry, I was eating chicken wings. I was eating North American food in this restaurant that
Who
we were
goes to
at.
Sweden and has American food,
I know. I did.
Canadian
Well,
food?
so we sat down. We were watching the Canada Sweden game, and I go to Sue. Canada doesn't belong here. Like they were so outclassed, outpassed, outskated, outshot. So we sat, and then 2 older people came and sat beside us. We're talking to them. They're from these. They had Team USA jerseys, and it turns out they were parents of Team USA players. Zeev Buyam, um, Gabe Perreault, and Will Smith came and sat with us. I got a nice picture of the 3 of them. I'll show to you later. But talking to them, they're really nice gentlemen. But Canada didn't belong, and I was eating chicken wings. But they also ordered chicken wings as well.
Did they?
It was a pretty nice glaze on it too. It was nice bourbon barbecue. Like it was pretty good.
And that's the same Perot kid that just got traded from Philadelphia to Anaheim, right? Who didn't want to play for the Flyers.
I think Cutter Gauthier though you're talking about.
What? You
It was
met
a Cutter.
Perot or Goche?
I met Gabe Perreault.
Yeah, that's the kid.
Oh really? I thought it was Cutter Gauthier that made all the hubbub
Was
on
it?
Philly. Use the Google machine. But anyway, so these boys they didn't look when they walked into the restaurant. They just looked like average chump like they just looking like average human being. You didn't know that they were part of something special. So going back to your question, meeting Carrie and talking to him, I think I was really, really nervous. I didn't want to I just I I knew he was busy. I didn't want to take any much of his time. So I think in my mind I wanted to rush it and get him out of there within like maybe 2, 3 minutes. So I stumbled upon my own tongue and Carrie Terrience. Oh my God. When I was watching the interview, as soon as I said it, he just kind of gave me a funny look. Like, really? If you
I
go
had a
back
good
and watch
laugh.
it, you'll see it.
You're right. It was Cutter Goche who got traded. I thought it
Yeah.
was Perot for some reason.
No. No, but I was hoping to have met Isaac. I can't remember the last name, but he was the one that combed his hair or did the combing hair method through his helmet after the shootout. I don't know if you remember that. If you watch it, he that was his celebration. Took his glove and combed his like just did that motion. It's pretty neat. Like pretty. So, which brings to my point: are people persecuting this team for what they're doing for celebrating? Yeah, they are. I think USA has a right to though.
They're kids
Uh,
though, right? They're still
Yeah,
maturing. They're
they're 19 years
teenagers.
old.
You got fucking guys who still act the same in their 30s and 40s
Yeah,
when they win a championship or they win a tourney, they're still cocky and but
like
yeah,
look
but
how stupid.
these guys are kids. Give them
Like
a break.
look how stupid PK Subban was acting when they were winning in Montreal. He did that stupid handshake every time, or he did a pose every time. Like, come on, man, leave these kids alone. And we don't know what Sweden was saying to them on the ice either.
Yeah.
But
So
anyways, that was my rant.
would you recommend our listeners to if they had an opportunity to go to Sweden to go to Sweden?
I would recommend them to go to Sweden. I would recommend them to go to any European tournament available to the World Juniors for this tournament. It is an absolute spectacle that you see. Um, the Swedish fans they set the bar for any other. Like I've never heard four different chants by an arena at one time. We were sitting next to a whole section. They were chanting the whole game. Like I was like, holy man, Sue, like this is crazy. You never ever hear this in Canada. Any arena, you'll never hear that. Like they did a whole like chorus of a song for their chant is really neat.
I think the cool thing that USA did, they gave the opportunity for Kerry to dress in his equipment. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
Kerry didn't play any games for Team USA, and they had a stacked team. And
Yeah.
but I think it was cool that the coaches and the management let Kerry dress in his equipment and jump on the ice for a team celebration. I thought that was
Yeah.
cool.
That's pretty classy of the coach to do that. It was really neat.
So, ooh, um. So the World Juniors, you would totally would go again.
I would go again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I would ask your travel agent if they know if the country you're going to is cashless or not.
Well, Sweden.
Sweden is on the it's on the brink of going cashless. There are stores that accept cash, but going on we're in the area where we were at, there's hardly any restaurants and stores that accepted the cash.
Really? Did they have Walmart over there?
I think they had the equivalent to Walmart. I don't forget what it was called.
Hmm.
But no, there was no Walmart in the section that we were at.
You were in the rich section?
You know what? Come to think of it, it was not rich, but we found there was a lot of shopping like lots. Do you remember when Portage Place first opened
Yeah.
up back in the day?
Yeah.
That's pretty much a shopping area where we were at. Like that type of shopping is everybody was buying something though. Is neat. Like they weren't just walking around and pointing like I was. They were actually shopping there. They were there for a purpose. They're trying on clothes, and so I don't know. We just happened to stay in a swankier part of town, but
Were people
luck of
looking
the
at you
draw.
weird? Like, holy man, is that a real Indian? Because I'm sure there's not a lot of Indians in
Um,
Sweden, right?
maybe I did get a couple looks, but I don't think they were pointing and saying, "Holy, that is a real life looking Indian."
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah,
Right on. That's good. You had a good trip. And
yeah.
As for myself, I went to Puerto Valera. I was there for 10 days. Had a good time in Mexico. It was plus the high 20s the whole time I was there. So we went to a lot of excursions. We went to different towns and beaches, a lot of beaches.
Nice.
And it was cool. I was it's the opposite in Mexico as it is in Sweden. It's all money. They don't a lot of like most of places don't take credit
Yeah.
cards like just the fancy restaurants, but everyone takes cash. And it's hard with that the understand pesos is that money is like weird. But just like you, I decided one meal to have a Canadian American meal, and I had a clubhouse and fries.
Uh-oh.
And did I ever pay for that? I got sick. My stomach didn't agree. I don't know what. I had a clubhouse a million times, but this time I just didn't agree, and I got sick. I was pretty much running to the bathroom every every couple
Oh.
seconds, every couple minutes. But other than that, the food was good. The people were very nice and friendly. Um, when you were sitting in a restaurant, people would come up to you and try to sell you stuff. And I feel bad because it's a really, I guess you could say like a lot of like that part of town is really poor. So
Mhm.
you get these kids coming up to you asking you to buy certain things, and I couldn't say no. I always had to buy something off these kids. And just I thought English was a really like a lot of people would know English, but a lot of people don't know
No,
English on there.
no way.
So I have my Google Translate and write it in English, and it would come up in Spanish, Mexican, and I would just show them my phone when we had to negotiate prices to buy things. Which and we went to Walmart, and Walmart was different. It's not the same here. the
Of
one of
course it did.
the yeah, I had to go to Walmart
Yeah.
because we stayed in the Airbnb, so we couldn't. And I guess it's not recommended to drink the water, the tap water. So we
Hmm.
always had to go to Walmart and or a grocery store and pick up water.
Yeah, I
So
guess that would even for coffee, I bet, eh? That
yeah,
other thing, yeah.
so yeah, we stopped at Walmart, and the cool thing about like the Walmarts in Mexico or any grocery store, they sell 3 liters a pop. Like they have like a 3 liter
Wow.
Coke bottles, and those things are just huge. So I really enjoyed my trip though. It's one of those trips that you really needed to just charge your batteries.
Yeah.
Um, I did miss my dog Marley though. It was the longest that we've been away from Marley. But other than that, yeah, I totally would recommend going to Mexico and go on a trip. Um, go see the ocean. It's really really nice and it's cool. So that was my Christmas trip, holiday trip. So uh what's next? We just want to give a shout out to Troy Williams, episode 52 guest and current Lakehead Thunderwolves hockey player. LEU Thunderwolves held an Indigenous night this past weekend. And Troy took the opening face-off. It's not every
Yeah.
day Troy takes a face-off because he's a defenseman. But it's cool that
He looked good doing it though.
Yeah, it's cool that Lakehead University had an Indigenous night. So it's
Yeah.
cool that a lot of teams have it be junior hockey, pro, and university are starting to have Indigenous nights and a celebration
Yeah.
because we are still on Indigenous land, right? No matter what. So
Hmm.
it's cool that they support and give recognition to where it belongs.
So
Excuse me.
being Cree, can you pronounce his indigenous name or does it sound does a dialect work for you?
It's
Like can
pretty
you
much the
say
same. Just like
like Wabashke Gobble? Can you how do you say that?
it's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's
Okay.
with a lot of Ojibwe and Cree words. It's pretty much the same. We can understand you guys even though you guys talk gibberish.
You
You
guys.
guys. Uh, we forgot to give out shout outs. Do you have any shout outs for this episode?
uh, just big shout out to Carrie, Terrence, and Team USA for winning the gold.
I want to give a shout out to the Round Lake Bears,
Oh
based
yes,
out of Saskatchewan. They won the Stanley Junior Big Plum Memorial Men's and Ladies tournament that was played in, how do you say that reserve again? Tistinia?
Tutini, Tutinia.
Tistinia? Tistinia? It's beside Calgary. You know where it is. They had a stacked team.
I was looking
Uh,
at that.
these guys
Yes,
must
good.
have dished out the pretty coins, but I guess it's worth it. They came out in first place. Another shout
Yeah, it's
out.
Tutina Nation.
Yeah, that's it. Another shout out goes to the Stanley Mission Riverhawks. They're the 2024 PAGC All Reserve Rec Hockey Champions. They won the the tournament in Prince Albert this past weekend. I think they're going to the Freddie, so it'd
Mhm.
be good to see them play. And one more shout out to the Moose Cree Selects for winning the
Yes.
Civvy Cup in Waswanipi, Quebec. The Moose Cree Selects beat Waskaganish in the finals to win 20 G's. There's like 12 of them, so I wonder if they split the money. But I think
I'm
they give each player a certain amount, and whatever's left, they just put it towards the next tournament.
well,
So
they probably said like in agreement, like on the Wednesday before the game, if we win this, let's put X amount towards next tournament. Is that
yeah,
cool?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Perfect. That's a
Episode
good way to run that.
54 guest Caden Butterfly was named tourney MVP. So
Nice.
those were,
He looks like he's in shape now. Like not that he wasn't before, but he looks like he's on a mission.
yeah, and
Like like he looks like he's been hitting the CrossFit circuit.
so and I was messaging him, and he might be going to Brandon next weekend. So
Okay.
I'll
Nice.
just leave it at that. I won't say who he said he might be playing for, but so you
Yeah,
might see him in Brandon.
that's another thing for you listeners. We can really disclose who they're playing with
Yeah.
because for
What if it
whatever
doesn't
reason.
happen?
Yep.
So, Toronto Maple Leafs this past weekend, they also had their Indigenous night. It was
Ooh.
cool to see Morgan Riley represent a little NHL, and he wore their jersey to uh to the game. You know how
Yeah.
players wear their suits and all decked
That was
out.
neat.
He wore a little NHL jersey, so it was awesome awareness to bring recognition to a tournament that's going on its 50th year this year.
Ooh.
The big
How long have you been a part of it?
for a long time.
Yeah. Nice.
As a player, as a coach, as a hockey parent. So it's my dad played in it. My grandfather was went to the first one. He was a team manager for the Moose Factory Pee Wee team. So I have pretty much my kids played in it. So it's and I had a lot of cousins and a lot of friends that played in it. So it's a family tradition that's been going on for 50 years for my family. So it's a big part of it, big part of our family. And I'm going this year. It's in Markham, Ontario for the first year. It's been in Mississauga for the last number of years, but it's in Markham this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of family and friends in Markham. So not driving this time. I'm gonna fly. Not gonna drive 20 hours to Toronto. It doesn't isn't that crazy just to make you think like you're in such a big province, you drive 20 hours and you're
You're
still in the
still in
same province.
the
But you can drive from Kenora to Calgary and it's 15 hours
yeah,
and you're
that's
jumping over
bizarre.
your three provinces
Yeah.
over. So like from Kenora to Ottawa, it's like 24 hours. It's just crazy, crazy to think how big Ontario is. So, something for
Mhm.
you geography maniacs. But yeah, let's do you want to go to our interview with
Courtney?
Courtney?
Yeah, we
Okay,
could.
let's head over to our interview with Courtney Bethune. Let's
All
go.
right. Let's go. This is Bush and Trev from Rez Hockey Podcast. This is episode 102. We are joined by Courtney Bethune from Couchiching First Nation. You may remember the last name as her brother was a guest last year at some point. Courtney, how are you doing tonight?
Good, good. Glad to be here.
Good. We appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule to chat with us. It's pretty neat. But let's get down to business, right, Trev?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First and foremost, um, when did you start playing hockey? Like, what was your
Oh,
earliest memory?
yeah, I was a little bit late in the game. I was 7. My brother started earlier than I did, and I was more into gymnastics, but my dad forced me into it, and then after the first year, I fell in love.
Uh, where did you play minor hockey at?
Just in Fort.
Did you
Just
play?
grew up playing kind of a little bit of girls, a little bit of boys.
Okay. All right. Now, a little bit of girl, a little bit, but did you play on both teams? Like growing up, did you have a lot of ice time?
Yeah, yeah, I ended up playing in both leagues throughout the same years. Probably didn't start till a little bit later. I think Pee Wee was the first year I played boys double A. Um, and after that I just played both throughout until in high school.
Oh. So was there contact hockey?
Yep, Pee Wee, first year of contact. Our
Is there,
actually 2 of us girls that year, we were the first ones to ever make Pee Wee double A
do you have
in
any
Fort
memorable
Francis.
Do you have any memorable plays or hits that you would like to share?
Um, no, I can't say that I probably made too many good hits, but I've was knocked around pretty good a few times.
Oh, by who?
Well, we were just talking about my brother laying me out pretty good when I was in Bantam, and he was in Pee Wee double A, and he saw his opportunity when I was coming around the net with my head down, and yeah, he leveled me pretty good.
Oh, wow. All right. Now, who were your role models growing up playing hockey?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I think the biggest factor was my brother. He was my big competition. We grew up playing down at the outdoor rink our whole lives, and I don't know if I looked up to too many hockey players, but I loved watching the Toronto Maple Leafs and watching Ty Domi, Sundin, Belfour, that whole era. So that's probably where what I watched a lot back then.
How big of an influence was your dad and your brothers with your choice to play hockey?
I didn't have a choice in the beginning, but after that, yeah, me and my brother had a big rivalry.
Who's got the better slap shot?
Me probably before, but now he's got the big size on me, so definitely him.
Now, where did you continue your career in Fort Francis High School, or did you go somewhere else?
I played 1 year in Fort, and then after that, I actually ended up moving to Warroad, Minnesota to play high school down there.
World. So what was the adjustment like from Fort to Warroad, Canada, USA? Like, was how big of it?
Yeah, well, it was crazy actually. I went from being kind of the top defenseman in Fort Francis to barely making the team in Warroad. It was so competitive down there, and they had so much skill. I had to work really hard to make that team. And the ice time there, they had free ice every day. We could go on the ice anytime we wanted. It was just a whole hockey town that just supported hockey. So yeah, it was impressive.
So the hockey culture was pretty prominent in Warroad, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
Now, I went to Sweden for the World Juniors, and there were chants left and right every time Sweden played. Like there was it wasn't just one or two fans, there was a whole section of fans. Now, was there something like that in Warroad?
Oh yeah, we used to have these Warroad Roseau rivalry games, and it would more so the men's than the women's, but both of them would just get packed, and that was our big rival. And but anywhere Warroad went, really, we would sell out the crowds because it was such a big competition, and we were so skilled.
All right, now I got to ask this question, must have Trevor's chagrin. I Falls has Border Bar Pizza.
Yep.
Was there something like that in Warroad? Like, was there a good eatery that people just flocked to?
It was called Izzy's Bar. It was the coolest bar and food place that you could go to. It was like a hockey hall of fame. Izzy was actually my coach growing up, and his two daughters played on our team. Layla, she ended up making the U18 national team, and both of them, the younger one was Lisa, and the two of them together, they played for North Dakota. And yeah, so he had the bar there, and we would go there all the time for food. And, afterwards when we got older, that's where the hangout spot was.
What was your favorite meal there?
Oh, they had an Izzy burger, and it was top notch.
Because when I went to Bemidji, there was a place called Corner Bar,
Mm.
and their burger was just phenomenal. It was, every guest that I've talked to, it still talks about that burger. Just curious about it.
Izzy had some sort of secret sauce he put on his burger that was just unreal.
Okay. Now, after Warroad High School, what choice did you have to go to play? Where did you go?
Yeah, I ended up going to a Div 3 school called Gustavus Adolphus. One of my former teammates went there, and she was already on the team, and so it was kind of an easy adjustment to go there.
What'd you study?
I did a dual degree in physics and chemistry.
I can't even pronounce those. Student athlete, what's it like what was it like for you there?
Yeah, I was actually reminiscing about that today a little bit. I don't know how I did it back then, but I was averaging probably 5 hours of sleep a night between going to school from 8 till 4 to 6 p.m., somehow training and eating and playing hockey at the same time while also having some fun. So, um, it was a lot of fun. I remember those days and very grateful for them.
Yeah. What was your welcome to the NCAA moment?
Um, that's a good question. I don't know. It was high competition. I had some really good teammates. I think one of the girls there, she made I don't remember what the um shoot. I I can't remember what I'm blanking on the word right now. Um whatever. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Well, what was your fondest memory there?
Um, for hockey wise, we ended up going to the NCAA tournament, and we ended up getting third place. That was pretty sweet. That was in my fourth year. And I want to say it was in my third year, we went to Europe actually to play some hockey over there. So that was pretty sweet too.
What country?
We went and played in Italy and Switzerland.
What was that like?
Hockey rinks, massive. It was good. It wasn't super great hockey at the time. We were playing younger girls as well, but no, it was a cool experience. We went there over Christmas break, and yeah, it was unbelievable.
When you say bigger rinks, like you meant your rink dimensions, right?
Yeah, big
So,
Olympic rinks.
oh, yeah, Trev took me in a tournament in Blaine one year, and I didn't really like it because it felt like you're skating forever, and you're just
Yeah.
crossing our own blue line.
Well, and when you're not used to skating on those big rinks too, right? Like the space that you have and learning how to use them, it's totally different hockey, kind of what was just over in Sweden there on the Olympic sized rinks for the World Juniors.
When you were in college, did you stay in the dorms?
Yeah, it was mandatory. I
Oh.
was sharing a bedroom for 4 years of my life on a twin size bed.
So safe to say that you had a cafeteria and everything, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
good food too.
was there a special diet for student athletes, or did you just kind of what was on the menu? That's what you ate
Yeah,
type
I was
deal.
pretty strict. I did a lot of chicken breast and pasta, I think, from what I remember.
So Target or Walmart?
All the way Target.
Yeah. A lot of people choose Target.
Well, yeah, it's just, I don't know. They just have better things there. It's just cool to look around.
Um, so when I mentioned it earlier that Trev and I went on a tournament to Blaine, and our goalie brought out some techno music. It's not for me. It might have been for Trevor. He didn't really notice, but what's on your playlist? What was on your
Oh,
playlist before?
uh, I do a little bit of everything, to be honest. I do like some techno indie music. I like a little bit of country. Um, yeah, and I'm not really opposed to anything.
How
I do
far
like
away?
Zach Bryan though. That's probably my fave.
Not so many people like rock and roll the way I do, Trev? It's
Nope.
a lot of people like country. I don't know. I gotta get on that. Um, so when you were in Gustavus, did I say that right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, did you get a chance to explore any other big cities close by? Like I saw on the map, like St. Cloud is a little bit of a drive, but did you happen to explore the state?
Didn't explore too much. I guess we lived near Minneapolis, so we'd go there quite a bit. We would play in St. Cloud, but I wouldn't say I would venture the city too much or anything like that.
What'd you do in Minneapolis?
We would go to some hockey games and go watch the Wild, or I think we went to the Valley Fair a few times, um, or the Mall of America.
Shakopee. I went to Valley Fair a couple times. Trevor, have you been to Valley Fair?
Yep. And when you go, you always gotta get the fast pass.
The
Yeah.
Fast Pass. Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah. So you don't have to wait in line like an hour just to go on one ride, right?
Yeah,
Did you go on that big green roller coaster?
absolutely. It's my favorite one.
I like when you go up there and you just crest it, you can see all across. You can see the big casino, like
No,
way
it's the
off in
only
the
one I've
distance.
never done is the one that goes straight up and then drops you.
Oh, yeah, that's a little bit of a that's scary.
You've seen those videos where people pass out midway through.
Yeah.
Maybe around 10 years ago, you know that ride you were talking about, Bush, the green one? We
Yeah.
got stuck like up high for like half hour. I was with my two kids and I was telling them not to look down because it was so far down. You could see miles and miles, like in the
Your
country
adrenaline would be long gone by then.
for sure. And I don't like heights, so I was trying not to show fear in front of my kids, but I was freaking out. So that's my
That's...
bad Valley Fair
Have
experience.
you been since?
Nope. Nope. Like I was in Wonderland last summer, and I wasn't going on no rides. I'm done for rides.
What was your longest road trip when you were in college?
Oh, we went all the way to New York for that NCAA tournament. And I would have done that in high school too, actually. I think we traveled all the way to New York.
Holy, bus it.
Yep,
That's a
long
long bus ride.
it was.
And that's probably pre Wi-Fi on the bus rides, right?
I'm not that old. Actually, I don't think we had Wi-Fi on the bus, no.
So would you pass the time on the bus?
That's a good
Euchre?
question. You guys are aging me here. This isn't like more than 7 years ago. Um, I don't know. We probably slept. We probably chatted. We're girls. We're good at that. So maybe probably studied. I was in the middle of university too then. So probably would have been trying to study along the way.
You play euchre?
Euchre, I've never played actually.
Really?
No, I'm gonna have to try that out though. I do like games.
Oh, it's a card game.
Okay. I'll put that on the list.
In a nutshell, you know what's it like, Trev? Like, what is it?
Euchre?
Spade,
I never
like, yeah.
played euchre.
You've never. Oh, you
That's
guys.
like an old man game.
I'm aging myself here.
You are.
Gee.
Have you played Monopoly Deal?
I don't know what that is.
It's a new Monopoly card game. It's pretty fun. I would recommend it.
Monopoly Deal.
Bush is writing it down.
I do these things. I write random things down. Okay. All those arenas you played in, what was the most intimidating one?
Definitely playing in the Wilds Arena.
How
The
come?
Minnesota Wild play. What is their I don't remember what their arena's called.
Excel
The
Energy
Excel.
Center?
There we go,
Yeah.
the Excel Energy Center. When we played in state, that was played there 3 years in a row, and that was pretty intimidating.
State championship.
Mhm.
High school. Holy. So what was that like when you
It was
go?
cool.
Yeah, never mind walking in the dressing room. Like did you get like, holy crap, this is it type?
Oh yeah. Well, they treated us like royalty down there too. Like there was Bauer reps there and we got a bunch of free stuff and yeah, it was pretty cool. And especially when you're in high school, you're so young, you're just looking around, you're like, wow, this is crazy.
Power reps at a high school rink.
At the yeah.
Okay. Speaking of equipment, Trevor has a routine that he likes to get dressed with. He has he's very particular about it. I've actually seen him if he forgets something, I've seen him actually repeat the steps. Did you have a certain method when you were growing up in high school and in college? If basically I'm asking you, were you superstitious?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I don't do those things anymore because I don't need to, but I think before hockey games I would always stick handle and bounce the ball, and I would do that with one of my buddies in high school. But then I had to go solo when I was in college. But I think I retaped my stick and I would do I can't remember what everything I would do now though.
No.
No, it's too long ago.
I was talking with your brother today, and he said that you graduated with a double minor, which you mentioned, and you fast tracked in 3 years. How did you manage to do that and play hockey at the same time?
Well, I think he mixed that up. I did a double major in 4 years and played hockey. But yeah, I don't really know. I didn't sleep much, to be honest. I would be at class at 8 a.m. and be up till 2 a.m. doing homework and studying and get about 6 hours of sleep and do that on repeat for
And you went what? You went to University of British Columbia a couple of years ago, and what did you do over there?
I got my mechanical engineering degree there.
I can't pronounce that.
What's that?
Whatever she just said.
Okay, and I looked on the it says that you're a maintenance mechanical EIT. What's the EIT? Oh, there's my dog.
So that's engineering training.
Oh,
So what a cutie. Aw. An EIT, so an engineering training, in order to get your professional engineer, you have to do 4 years of work experience after you graduate and take a law and ethics exam. So I'm in my 3rd year out of university and I'm taking my exam here actually next week. And then I'll be able to hopefully get my PN this spring. So
How long of an
No.
exam is that? Is that like 3 hours, 4 hours?
I think it's a 3-hour exam if I'm right. It's pretty brutal. I've been studying for it. Actually, this is the second time I've had to take it because I did it without studying the first time. And English is not my forte, and I'm glad I didn't try to do a law degree because it is over my head.
My friend growing up, well, not growing up, but my friend, he was a lawyer. He said one of his classes, his exams was one question. He said
Really.
he was writing it for 2 hours. He just couldn't believe it. Like a one question exam. Well, he passed the bar, obviously, but just a little
Yeah. Can
when
you
you get to
imagine everything riding on that one question?
that's a lot of pressure. Sorry, got
What's wrong with you, Bush? Are you okay over there?
yeah, no, I'm still dealing with something. Anyways. Sorry. Got frog in my throat still. Okay. All right. Now Courtney, now growing up, did you, you're where you're at now, you're at a college degree and everything with college hockey. Do you have any advice for the younger women growing up, wanting to pursue hockey? They want to be a student athlete. Like what if you could pass on to something to you at 12 years old?
Ah, don't worry. Don't worry so much. Have fun. Enjoy it. Um, it goes by faster than you think, so just do everything you can, work hard, and yeah, don't let the little things set you off. Just push through it, and tomorrow's a new day. Forget about anything you did wrong and do better the next day.
Okay. That's some good advice. Now, before we let you go, Courtney, we have to ask you this. It's kind of mandatory. There's 5 quick questions. Take as long as you want.
Okay.
But we always ask our guests this. They're called 5 rapid-ish questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 1, baked or fried bannock.
Definitely fried.
Are you keeping a tally of these, Trevor?
No, no.
Okay. Have you ever used a curtain or door with a sheet?
No, I don't think I have.
No. Have you ever seen Ernest Muniz live, King of the North?
No, I have not.
Marley, get out of here.
Bannock burger or Indian taco?
Indian taco.
I'm gonna keep track. 5th and last question. Can you jig?
No.
How about Jared? Can he jig?
He probably tries. I would like to see that one.
Okay. All right, Courtney. Well, we thank you for your time and coming on with us. It's been a nice chat with you. I'll definitely chat with you over the winter.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
In case the listeners don't know, we play hockey together on the Gulls team. I am
The seagull?
pretty old. I'm still playing in the men's league. I want that title.
Hey, you almost had a goal the other night, a few of them. You're itching for one.
A goal on the other team or a goal on your team?
Goal for our team.
For our team.
Just gotta make sure.
Yeah. All right, Courtney. We thank you for your time.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
See you.
Come back from our interview with Courtney. It's we really enjoy bringing our guests like that on the show. Guests who went to school and got their degrees, and now they're doing really well for themselves. And Courtney's just another good example of that. Hockey and education can really go together hand in hand. Like what's that movie called? Big Daddy. You remember Adam Sandler? When Rob Schneider, lamb and tuna fish, tomato meatball. He explaining how things go well together, Rob Schneider. So yeah, hockey and education really go hand in hand. If you had the opportunity to go go play college hockey, have it be U Sports, Division 1 or Division 3 in the US. Take that chance.
Mhm.
It's a great opportunity. You'll have so much fun away from the ice as well. So it's a great opportunity, and we highly recommend it. Yeah. Even college and like Sault Ste. Marie, they have a Sioux College and they play other colleges, Canada College in North Bay. Um, so there's a lot of good hockey out there. Just I think a lot of youth have to really think about it. It's not the end of the world after junior hockey, and go play some go play some college hockey for another 2 to 4 years if you have that chance. So it's a great opportunity, and I think more players are taking advantage of it, and which is really good. So thanks again, Courtney, for coming on the show, and good job, Bush, on the interview. Bush is the one who thought of all the questions, and I just sat and relaxed and listened to both of them talk. So it was good job. Good job, Bushy.
Oh, thank you.
This week, Bush is on a roll. He has this week's Rez Hockey top 5. So take it away. That was my
All right,
Borat
now
impression.
I was trying to
Hey,
think of that.
can you
What's that?
do your top 5 in Borat's voice?
Maybe not this week. I have to practice it for next week.
I told you on your flight to Sweden, you have 7 hours. I'll practice your Borats. It's 8:23 and Bush is already yawning.
I know. All right.
Where's your
Now,
glasses? You look like you're struggling with your eyes.
I mean,
It's okay to wear glasses, man. I see
hold on,
my
hold
glasses.
on.
Do you want me to put on my glasses just so you won't
No.
feel like a nerd?
No, I thought I had them on my desk here, but I think they're
They're on
yeah,
your
they're there.
head, man.
No,
Just
they're not.
kidding. You looked.
Yeah, I know I did. Drinking my mineral water. Okay, so now I was trying to think of correct title, but I couldn't come up with them. But these are the top 5 reasons that we give our spouses as to why we're going to go on vacation. This is no, this is why we really want to go on vacation.
Ah,
There we go. Yeah, it's a chance to scout out new hockey tournaments in different countries. Jesus. Why not get a perfect chance to spend all your A-side winnings?
yep.
Yep. And well, you secretly got hurt last tournament, and you might as well go relax on the beach.
Exactly.
Yep. And take a note from Trev Bush's photos. We heard the best KFC was either Mexico or Sweden.
Yeah.
And the last one is you wanted the Mega Monster Bingo and decided to treat your family. However, you heard there was a new casino going up and you want to go check it out.
Yep.
Top 5 excuses and reasons.
Talking about speaking of KFC, I was going to say UFC. Same thing.
Yeah.
When we went to Mexico, we had KFC. I was hungry, so we decided to stop. We were in a cab. No, we were in an Uber, and we decided, hey, let's go to KFC. And we were placing the order, and we didn't know what we were ordering. Like we just knew there was a picture of like a bucket of chicken and bunch of sides, and so I guess we ordered like 2 of everything. So we ordered like 2 big family meals. We had like 2 big buckets of chicken, and it only came up to like $50.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, like usually it's $50 for one big family meal. But and we had to pay in pesos, and there was no language barrier. Like we didn't understand what that lady was when we had to pay for our meals. Like we didn't know what she was talking about, and that's when Google translator came in. But when they served their chicken, like one bucket was like all the big pieces, and then the second bucket was all the smaller pieces of chicken. And they served fries and mashed potatoes and gravy. So we had,
Really?
and there was so much chicken left over. I was eating chicken for like the next 2 days. So
That's probably why you got the squirts.
yeah, no, I think that was at the beginning of our trip we had,
Oh,
but I got sick the second last day. Like I was just starting to feel better this week, so it took like 5-6 days until I was really starting to eat okay. So, but yeah, that's my KFC story in Mexico.
did you know that I thought of you? There's a they have pineapple on their pizza in Sweden.
That's so gross.
It's a different menu item.
That
There's
is
marinated chicken fillet, avocado, bacon, chili, and pineapple all on one pizza.
on a pizza?
Yeah,
Avocado?
avocado. Yeah.
That's disgusting. I mean, it
Well,
was all like when we were at restaurants, we'd ask for guacamole and chips, and they'd make guacamole like right in front of us.
oh nice.
It was so fresh. It was so good. I'm not usually a guacamole person, but it was so good. Guacamole on
Guacamole's
pizza
good.
and chicken?
Avocado.
Avocado and
Yeah.
chicken? That's weird.
I mean, like, I don't think it's weird. I think maybe that's how it's been on since forever. It's just North America warps all of our food into what we've liked.
Avocado does not belong on pizza, just like pineapple.
Apparently it does.
That's disgusting. I still can't believe when we were in Saskatoon at the Freddy last year that when we ordered our pizza, I ordered a Supreme, which had pineapple on it. It was the grossest thing ever.
Okay. All right. I found a picture of it. And another pizza, there is honey marinated chicken fillet, chèvre, and roasted pine nuts.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And then there's one chèvre, gorgonzola, mozzarella, olive lacino, and homemade pesto. That's called a Jesus Christ.
The Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ pizza. Yeah.
That's pretty cheesy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want to we forgot to talk about Ethan Bear. He
Oh yeah.
signed with the Washington Capitals and he signed a pretty good contract.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Got a
He
goal
scored his
tonight, too.
he scored his first goal with the Caps. I just don't understand. Why would you want to sign with that team that's not really going to make the playoffs? Is it because he'll think he'll get more playing time?
Oh, possibly.
Or is it just because he wants to play with Ovi? Wonder. We'll get him on the show and we'll ask him
Yeah.
because
We'll just say, hey, what's up?
hey, what's up? Like, I would have signed with the Leafs. They're
Of
freaking.
course. you
Well, they're
would
not
have.
cup contenders. They've been playing so crappy lately. I don't think
They're up 1-0 right now.
yeah, but I don't think they're cup contenders. I think, unfortunately, but I might have to jump on a bandwagon. I think I might have to jump on another team, and I'm leaning towards Vegas.
Yep. Not me.
If the Oilers weren't going to make the playoffs, who would you jump ship to?
Probably in the East.
Yeah,
I probably actually I hate to say this, but I'm a big fan of Nathan McKinnon. So I'd probably go with the Avalanche.
that's Toronto had a really good game against Colorado on Saturday. I think the one thing that's getting a lot of people upset is the reffing. They
Yeah.
miss a lot of calls, and a lot of times they make shitty calls.
Yeah.
Like they're inconsistent. Matthews got cross-checked pretty good by Manson, and they missed it. So they've been inconsistent all year, but everyone complains about the refs, but the refs are only human. But I wonder if they'll ever go to like a three-man referee system where they're in each zone and they just don't move. One in one zone, uh, the neutral zone and the defensive, offensive zones and whatnot. Maybe they have to do that. They're missing
Yeah.
a lot of calls. So I have a question for you. Yay or
All
nay?
right.
Tourney organizers, when they're putting on a tournament and they put in their own team for a tournament.
Nay.
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 Why?
Because they can exploit their own rules and they can bend them. It's a conflict of interest, that phrase, I think.
Yeah. Do you think, like, I played in tournaments and saw tournaments where they totally bend the rules for their team while they give other teams a hard time, right? Like, oh, this player's playing in the third game on a Saturday when he missed the first two games, right? And they still allow a player to play. Things like that, right?
Yeah.
But because yeah, I'm against it too. I say nay. That a tournament organizer should not be able to allow his team in a tournament. And who was I talking to? I was talking to, I can't remember, someone out west, and I was asking why is there so many tournaments in like Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, compared to Ontario? There's no tournaments in
Yeah.
Ontario. Isn't that weird? I
That's
mean, there's
that's
some.
frustrating.
It's frustrating. I mean, Thunder Bay is a big town of over 115,000 people, and there's so many First Nation reserves around Thunder Bay within a 3 hour, say a 5 hour drive. There's probably like 30 reserves. Like, how come there's no hockey tournament in Thunder Bay? There's no men's hockey tournament in Timmins, which is
Yeah.
a lot of communities are close to Timmins, Sudbury, North Bay, Sault Ste. Marie. There's no tournaments. But if you go to Calgary or you go out west, there's big tournaments all the time.
Yeah.
And they're big money ones. Like, look at Prince Albert. There's a big tournament out there. There's a tournament outside Calgary the same weekend, and they still had a lot of good players. I don't know. Ontario has to smarten up. I mean, there's a tournament in Kenora. There's
Mhm.
tournament in like Moose Factory out of Wabascat, which is north of Moose Factory, and there's I bet you there's only 5 tournaments in Ontario, men's tournaments when it comes
Yeah.
to hockey, which is really sad considering the size of Ontario. So something has to be done, but what can you do? Like, how can you? I don't know how to run a tournament. Well,
I
I
don't
do,
know.
but I wouldn't want to do it. It's so much work. But it's just maybe that's why. I mean, a lot of Western teams are winning the Freddie because there's more hockey out there. They're skating more.
Yeah.
They're playing against better competition, right? I'm not saying the Ontario teams are bad, but it just seems like a lot of teams like Norway House, Cross Lake, Canoe Lake, and a lot of Western teams they do a lot better. PBCN Stars, another example of teams that do good because they play in a lot of tournaments compared to say like the Moose Creek Scrappers or Moose Creek Selects where they play maybe 3, 4 tournaments all season. I think it's just that competition where to be the best, you got to play against the best on a regular occasion. And it seems like a lot of those Western teams that I mentioned play in like all these big tournaments. And so I think Ontario has to step it up.
Absolutely, they should.
Um, but what's the like who? I don't know. I think maybe a First Nation organization like a tribal council have in Ontario have to start making these tournaments. Maybe, but we should put a tournament on somewhere. That's so
Yeah.
much work, though.
That's a lot of work.
That is. I mean, it's you gotta plan like a whole year in advance, right?
Absolutely.
If we did a tournament, I would put it open. As
Yep.
many imports, pickups you want.
Just open it up.
You don't have to be from a certain reserve. Um, it'd be way better. Like I made a
Yeah.
post on Facebook about that. There's a tournament here in Kenora called the North American First Nation Tournament Champions, and and you have to play for your own community. And this one with 4 imports, but back in the day, they had it open where you could pick up as many players you want, and we had a lot of good teams and a lot of good players coming. Now that you have your own, you got to play for your own community. Not as much good players come to this tournament.
No.
And a lot of teams just stay out west because you used to get a lot of Western Canada teams come, and now you don't want to make that way to Kenora. But yeah, I would totally open up if I had my own tournament. I would make it like first place, like 30 grand.
Yeah.
Just to attract all the top players. If you were gonna make your own team, how many guys would you get? Would you get 10 players or would you get 15 and a goalie? So 16 players.
I would get I get 14. 3 forward lines and 2 defense lines.
You'd go with 4D?
Yep.
I'd go with 6.
No.
It's just cutting in your money. But yeah, I mean, you see that nowadays though, when like these tournaments, when you go to Brandon, you go to Prince Albert or Regina, you get a lot of teams 9 forwards and 6D, which I think it's good.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry, Bush. You still play 30 minutes anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rez tourneys are in full swing now. It's mid-January. You got the one in Brandon, the Dakota Sioux Winterfest coming up, and that's going to be a big tournament.
That's always a good one.
So I think that one's hitting though. I think it's contact.
Is it? Okay.
So I wouldn't want to play in that one. I'd be just dumping the puck every time I had a chance.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit. So yeah. What else? Is there anything else?
No, nothing sticks out of my mind. Nothing.
Couple guys. Kirk Bear will be on the show. We'll be interviewing him in the future. Troy is coming on the show finally. Troy Latiness. Yeah, Troy's playing in FIF for the FIF Flyers in the English. I don't know what EIHL. I don't know what that means. England, or I don't know what that EIHL. Google it. What does that EIHL mean? I freaking had it on my notes. EIHL, Elite Ice Hockey League. So that's the league Colton played in last year. So teams from like Scotland, England, and like Great Britain area, I guess.
Oh yeah.
For you geography nerds. But yeah, Troy is having a good season. Troy played for who did he play for at the Freddie?
Troy?
Yeah.
El Siptug.
Yeah. Yeah, at the Oilers. And the year before that, he played for Moose Factory. So I think that's one thing I'm going to ask him is about Freddie. How many teams have asked you to play for the Freddie already? Because I'm sure this guy's a top free agent. So I think, yeah, Troy and Kirk will be on the show in the coming weeks. So we're looking forward to that. Anything else before we skedaddle?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. I'm gonna message the people out from the Winterfest tournament in Brandon this week. Just get a list of teams.
Yeah.
And we'll pick the winners for the tournament. In that tournament in Prince Albert, we were totally off. I think we picked Canoe Lake or PBCN to win. We were way off. I don't think they even made it far. Stanley Mission Riverhawks won the tournament, as we mentioned earlier. But yeah, I don't know what happened with Canoe Lake and PBCN. Usually they're right up there. Sunday hockey, but it happens. It's how she goes sometimes, right? Puck doesn't bounce your way, and
yeah.
So So yeah, thanks for joining us. This is on YouTube along with we're on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and iHeartRadio and Podbean. So if you can't listen to us on your phone or computer, you can watch us on YouTube. So
Yeah.
don't forget to like and subscribe to our
Psych.
YouTube. And we're
Like,
on socials.
subscribe.
Yeah, we're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So
Mhm.
head over to our socials and give us a like. So thanks for joining us for another week of Rez Hockey. This is episode 102. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us for a while. So we'll see you next week. And
Yeah, we will.
Leafs are winning 1-0 over the Oilers. So go Leafs, go. Hopefully
Oh, boy.
we'll hopefully the Leafs can pull off a dub. So we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.